On the show, former US Secretary of State's revelations on events post-Balakot surgical strike, how India was ready to reply to Pakistan's nuclear attack plan. Why Dera Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim gets frequent paroles. You don't want to miss that. For how long the kids will suffer. After repeated child deaths, WHO orders probe into the cough syrups and the alleged use of contaminants in it. And all about the many firsts in this year's Republic Day parade. Get set for a feast for the eyes. All this and more. Get a comprehensive view of India. Top Angle starts right here, right now. Pakistan was shell-shocked and was raring to have a go at India right after India conducted surgical strike inside Pakistan on February 26 in 2019. A nuclear strike was also on the cards. This and more finds its mention in former US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's new book. It clearly says India and Pakistan came close to nuclear war in 2019 and that the US intervention prevented the escalation. In his book, Pompeo writes that the world properly doesn't know how close India and Pakistan came to a nuclear conflict in February 2019. The escalation from the Indian side was something that the world was witnessing for the first time, and for Pakistan, it was nothing less than a jolt. India launched airstrikes inside Pakistani territory after the Pulwama attack that killed 41 CRPF Jawans in Kashmir. Indian jets pounded a Jaish-e-Mohammed training camp in Balakot in Pakistan. At that time, Pompeo was in Hanoi for a summit between Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. He says he was woken up with an urgent call from India. The then Foreign Minister, late Sushma Swaraj, was on the other side of the phone. Without mincing her words, Swaraj informed him of Pakistani intentions and how New Delhi was contemplating its own escalation. Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, meanwhile, has slammed Pompeo's comment that he never considered Sushma Swaraj as an important political player. Jaishankar has called Pompeo's comment disrespectful. Moving on now, convicted of multiple rapes and murders, Gurmeet Ram Rahim is out on parole yet again. The fourth time in the last 1.5 years and the second time in less than 3 months that the chief of Dera Chief has been granted parole. Out on a 40-day parole, the leader of the socio-religious organization held an online satsang, one that was attended by BJP members, the likes of Manmohan Goyal, the mayor of Rohtak City, his deputy Rajkamal Sehgal, and former BJP MLA Manish Grover. On February 3rd, the Dera Chief has been invited for state-level Ravidas Jayanti celebrations at the request of none other than the Haryana's Chief Minister M.L. Khattar. Also known as MSG, short for Messenger of God, Gurmeet Ram Rahim has been the head of the Dera Sacha Sauda for over 3 decades now. Besides his chosen trade, the 55-year-old has donned several hats of actor, singer, writer, songwriter, director, and even composed several of his own music albums and films. A special CBI court in August 2017 held Ram Rahim guilty of rape and sentenced him to prison for 20 years. In 2002, besides the rape of 2 women followers from his own sect, Ram Rahim was convicted in 2 separate cases of murder. He also faces prosecution for other alleged murders and even forced castrations. But it is his political affiliations that have been again cast in this spotlight. The leader of the Dera Sacha Sauda enjoys considerable popularity in Punjab, Haryana, and parts of Himachal Pradesh. In the 2007 Punjab elections, Rahim publicly backed the Congress. And in 2014, his organization began leaning towards the BJP, backing the party in Lok Sabha elections as well as the Haryana Assembly polls. The recent developments surrounding Ram Rahim have led many to ask several questions. Some say it is political quid pro quo. Others pin the blame on the regional cadres of the BJP and the Congress aiming to win key elections. And further still, many ask why other convicts don't receive the same treatment when a convicted rapist and murderer steps out of the jail so frequently. Moving on now, the World Health Organization is clearly not in a mood to relent in the deaths of more than 300 children in 2022, mostly below 5 years. Citing unacceptable levels of the toxins in the products, the WHO is seeking more information about the specific raw materials used by 6 manufacturers in India and Indonesia. The United Nations Health Agency called for immediate and concerted action against the perpetrators. In a statement, the WHO said the children died of acute kidney injury associated with contaminated medicines. Reports suggest these over-the-counter cough syrups had high levels of diethyl glycol and ethylene glycol. And as a preemptive measure, the World Health Body called for action across its 194 member states to prevent more deaths. WHO has called on various key stakeholders engaged in the medical supply chain to take immediate and coordinated action. The WHO says contaminants like diethylene glycol and ethylene glycol are toxic chemicals that can be fatal even taken in small amounts. They are used as industrial solvents and antifreeze agents and should never be found in these medicines in the first place. The World Health Organization has called on the regulators and governments to take some important steps too. Detect and remove from circulation any substandard medical products that have been identified as potential causes of death and disease. Ensure all medical products in their respective markets are approved for sale by competent authorities. Assign appropriate resources to improve and increase risk-based inspections of manufacturing sites. Increase market surveillance, including risk-based targeted testing for medical products. And enact and enforce laws and other relevant legal measures to help combat manufacture and distribution. In December of 2022, India's drug regulator had told the WHO that it drew a premature link between the deaths of children in the Gambia and the 4 India-made cough syrups. Some manufacturers were also asked to stop production. Moving on now, what better way to celebrate India's 74th Republic Day than to showcase the themes of Atmanirbhar Bharat and Nari Shakti in their fullest glory. India's 74th Republic Day parade this year will have the army displaying only made in India weapons. The idea of showcasing indigenous weapons at the Kartavya Path is a representation of the Modi government's ambitious Atmanirbhar Bharat project. Among the weapons on display will be the Arjun Mk1 battle tank, K9 Vajra self-propelled howitzer guns, BMP, Akash missiles, BrahMos and Nag missiles. This is also the first time that a 120-member Egyptian military contingent will be taking part in India's Republic Day parade. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has been invited as the chief guest for the event. El-Sisi also met Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and both the leaders discussed ways to enhance ties in areas including agriculture, digital domain, culture and trade. But the reason why India's 74th Republic Day will go down in history is because the front row of guests has been exclusively reserved not for the VVIPs but for everyday Indians, the likes of whom include rickshaw pullers, vegetable vendors and the workers who toiled for many months to help build the central vista. Personifying Nari Shakti will be the 29-year-old Lieutenant Commander Disha Amrit, who will lead the naval contingent that includes 144 sailors of the Indian Navy. Depicting India's vibrant cultural heritage and economic and social progress, the majestic parade will feature 23 tableaux, 17 from states and union territories, and 6 from various ministries and departments. That's it in this edition of Top Angle, incisive news analysis and cutting-edge documentaries streaming on News 9+.